Grand Rising Soul Fam. Today I am coming on and I am sharing from the Tao Oracle by Ma Deva Padma. And today we have been exploring Gate 28, which is the shadow of purposeless and a gift of totality and the divine expression of immortality. So in the hexagram in the Tao, this is excess. And you can see this man crumbling under all of these boulders. Couple keywords: stress, overload, exhaustion, obsessiveness, gluttony, burdens, worries, the breaking point. There we go. The old I Ching texts regarding this hexagram use the analogy of a ridgepole that's so overloaded it sags to the breaking point. The overload can be too much of a good thing, or on the other hand, exhaustion from doing too much doing. Whether the pressure is coming from outside or from within, excess can make you feel like a beast of a burden. This is the moment to begin eliminating stress and to understand how it got there in the first place. Undoubtedly, somewhere along the way, you've chosen to ignore your own limitations. Waking up to the reality now can be disturbing. Up to this point, you might have adopted a grin and bear it attitude, but now, like it or not, this situation needs to be changed. It's possible that the stress has come from getting caught up in the drive for more and more and more. Whatever that more may be, it's now becoming apparent that it's a no-win pursuit. When we're out of touch with the real needs of the natural self, the mind comes in and takes charge. Its insatiable appetites for fame, money, sex, or power demand to be satisfied, no matter the cost to the body, mind, and soul. This mindset is responsible on a larger scale for the ecological devastation that is, in fact, a manifestation of stress on a grand level. To relieve stress on any level, the best place to begin is to come back to yourself and take responsibility for how you think and how you act. There's nothing positive about obsessive behavior, and it invariably blinds us to our simple and natural needs. If you can step back and take an objective look, it might be obvious that more is not always better. If you've been following the desires of the mind at the expense of the body and soul, nature often comes to the rescue by presenting you with the kind of breaking point that brings so much tension, exhaustion, and frustration that you'll either have to stop on your own while there's still time, or else go down in flames. The key to learning a lessons that lie within a situation of excess, is to look in the mirror with unwavering honesty. There's no need for confessions, blame, or shame, and by not attempting to save face, the artificial facade crumbles, and all that's extraneous falls away. After all, the weight of all of that greed for more can get pretty heavy. Once it's no longer calling the shots, everything will begin to feel lighter, more flexible, and more spontaneous. Life becomes more energy efficient when we're in touch with our own natural rhythms and needs. Whether you call it meditation, reflection, or contemplation, it's vital to take the time to be alone, to see and feel what is true for you in the here and now. It's also healthy periodically to ask yourself questions like, what are my real intentions as a partner, or as a coworker, or as a human being? Am I functioning like a robot, or from my truth? Am I living in accord with the laws of nature? Every time we reconsider where we're really coming from in our lives, we realign with truth. In the nature of things, that realignment diminishes stress and in an incremental way helps alleviate the weight of the whole world. So here are the changes. If you have 21 in your hologenetic profile, you might like to look and see what the number is after the dot. This may have some resonance for you, or may not. Bottom line, line 1. Sometimes a breaking point comes because of an accumulation of a number of small actions or decisions, rather than one overwhelming or obsessive passion. If you can look deeply into the details of how you've been spending your time and energy lately, it might reveal a larger pattern that was not apparent to you before. Line 2. The company we keep can support our naturalness and relaxation, or it can work against it. Of course, the responsibility for any sense of overload is ultimately yours, but perhaps it's time to look at your social calendar. Make sure it has space, not just for those who can serve your ambitions, but also for the friends and family members who love you just the way you are. Line 3. Waking up from a nightmare is much easier than waking up from a sweet dream. But even if the dream is sweet, that doesn't change the fact that the person dreaming is asleep. You can keep on dreaming as long as you like, but don't complain if an earthquake comes along and tosses you out of bed onto the hard floor. Line 4. The current situation has the potential to teach you some profound lessons about how you get trapped in cycles of feeling stressed out and overwhelmed. Both the lessons and the teacher are to be found within. So take time to listen to your own voice right now. It has an unusually clear and strong message for you. And line 5. Castles in the air may be beautiful to look at, but they're very difficult to live in. It's time to tend to the nuts and bolts of the earthbound home that sustains and nourishes your day-to-day life. Even the most inspired visionaries need a solid foundation to support the soaring towers of the imagination. And top line, line 6. Sometimes we get overloaded because we've taken on too much of the new without being willing to let go of the old. Have a look and see if you're carrying something from the past that, however precious it was, might no longer be in your best interest to carry. If it's not, see if you can find the strength to let it go. So here again is the card for excess. Sending you so much love.